How dare you make a fool out of me?
I don't have to make a fool out of you. You're doing that all on your own.
Mr. and Mrs. Randall, our next-door neighbors, argued back and forth. I pressed the space between my eyebrows. I guess it's time for a break anyway. I pushed my homework aside. I went downstairs and lo and behold, my mother sat on a beach chair with a bucket of popcorn with the front door open, watching the neighbors as though she had front seats to a WWE match. This was just the beginning. Mom's crazy addiction affected everyone in town. You've never watched a story as crazy as the one you're about to watch. After my parents' divorce, Mom and I moved to a small town. Why'd they get divorced? Well, Dad told Mom she was married to her job. She wrote juicy gossip for tabloids, and she was the best at what she did. When he asked her to quit, she did it because she loved Dad. But he left anyway, and I watched Mom wither before my eyes until she started to meddle in people's business once more. It seemed to bring a spark to her personality. I love my mom, but her addiction was crazy. Around midnight after studying, I decided to head downstairs for a snack when I saw Mom looking through blinds by the front door. Ugh, don't tell me the Randalls are at it again.
After what he did, I'd tear him up too.
Mom, how do you know what he did?
Because I sent Mrs. Randall an email from a fake account showing pictures of her husband having an affair with his secretary.
You did what?
I sent a video.
Where'd you even get the video?
I have my sources.
You shouldn't be meddling in people's business. I got my snack from the kitchen and began to walk up the stairs when Mom spoke.
Stop being so uptight. Mrs. Randall is my friend, so I think it's my duty to tell her about her cheating husband.
I shook my head and walked to my bedroom. I knew that nothing good was going to come out of what Mom did. At school the next day, I noticed everybody was whispering amongst each other. Hey, Rick, why is everyone whispering? What's going on?
Didn't you hear the news? Richie Randall's parents are getting a divorce.
So people get divorced every day. What's the big deal? Ricky pulled out his phone and pulled up a video.
This is a big deal.
On the video was Mr. Randall making out with his secretary.
I'm sorry that Richie had to get mixed up in this, but it's the most interesting news we've had in this town in years.
Ricky snickered. By the time I got home, I was fuming. Richie got into a few fights that day, and I found myself parting them because I felt responsible. Mom, are you home? I walked through the house. Mom wasn't there. I knew Mom was responsible for leaking the video. That evening, while I was doing homework, I heard the front door open.
Reed, I'm home.
I proceeded to walk downstairs. Mom, why did you share Mr. Randall's video?
No, good evening. No, Mom, how are you?
Mom, just answer the question.
The only person I shared it with was Mrs. Randall.
So how did the entire school get the video, Mom?
Are you accusing me of something? To think my only son would think I'd do something like this.
Mom walked away. I didn't believe Mom had nothing to do with it. The following week, another video was released. This time, it was the janitor, Mr. Hughes. In the video, he was caught sleeping in the school locker room and bathing in the school bathrooms. It also showed Mr. Hughes as he removed his clothes from the tool locker and got dressed. Mr. Hughes was called to the principal's office. Once out of the principal's office, Mr. Hughes went on his knees.
Please, Mr. Boston, I got evicted from my apartment and I don't have anywhere else to go. I've worked for this school for over 30 years. It's the only thing I have left.
Mr. Boston cleared his throat.
We run a school here, Mr. Hughes, not a charity.
Mr. Boston called the guards and asked them to escort Mr. Hughes from the premises. I felt sorry for him and wished there was some way I could assist Mr. Hughes. When I got home that afternoon, Mom was in the kitchen on her laptop. Mom, why did you do it?
Do what?
The video with Mr. Hughes. The man lost everything.
Did he? Do you know that his video got over 100,000 views in less than 6 hours? Did you also know that a Go Help Me was created for him? Sometimes it pays to meddle. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Mom took her laptop and left the kitchen. Over the next few weeks, videos were uploaded every few days. I watched my loving neighborhood turn into one of hate and remorse, while Mom reveled in the chaos. Families turned against each other and friends became enemies. Mom was able to conceal her identity, but I wondered for how long. If they only knew who was behind their suffering, they'd run us out of town with pitchforks and torches. When Mom posted the last video of The Last Neighbor, I thought the town would have finally gotten some rest. But boy was I wrong. She had one final video post. As I packed my books into my locker before the bell rang for the first period, Carla, my girlfriend, walked up to me and slapped me.
Sierra, really? You were kissing Sierra behind the bleachers?
She showed me the video and my jaw dropped.
We're over, Reed. You and Sierra can go to prom together.
Carlo walked away, and it was my turn to be ridiculed by my peers. As I walked home from school, I was deep in thought as I tried to figure out how I was going to get Mom to stop her addiction. A white van pulled up next to me. I was pulled into the van, and someone knocked me over the head. Everything went black. I wasn't sure how long I was out for, but when I woke up, Mom and I were tied in chairs next to each other. A few men walked into the room with masks on. They held various tools in their hands. The person with the hammer walked up to Mom.
So you're the person leaking the videos of people in your neighborhood. We've got a job for you.
Mom laughed.
You walk in here like a set of high school punks with hardware tools and expect me to cooperate? I've been threatened with worse.
So I guess people learning your true identity isn't going to bother you?
Why should I be bothered? I didn't tell lies. I brought the truth to light. I wasn't responsible for anyone's actions.
I see you're a tough nut to crack. Let's see what your son says.
The man walked over to me, grabbed a handful of my hair, and yanked my head back. I closed my eyes. Maybe this was my punishment for not telling anyone Mom was behind the videos.
Fine. What do I have to do?
Mom said reluctantly.
I knew you'd see it my way.
The man let go of my hair, and I breathed a sigh of relief. They untied Mom and carried her to another room. She returned a few minutes later, and the man turned to her.
If we don't get our delivery, we know where to find you.
I was untied, and Mom and I had sacks thrown over our heads. We were dropped off in an alley a few blocks from home. When the van drove away, I turned to Mom. Are you happy now? Was risking our lives, my life, worth it? I couldn't believe that Mom's crazy addiction almost cost me my life. Everything in me wanted to pack up my things and leave. But how could I abandon my mother? 2 weeks passed and not a single video had been posted. It felt like a breath of fresh air. But there is a saying, there's always a calm before the storm. I met that storm when I returned from school and saw Mom sitting in the living room staring into space. Mom, what's wrong? I asked, my voice filled with concern. Mom handed me a DVD and exited the room. I took the DVD, pushed it into the player, and sat on the sofa. In the video, there was a woman with a baby. The woman looked sick.
I know that I can't give my baby the life he deserves. I heard your wife lost her baby tonight, but she doesn't know yet. I'd like to give her my baby, but only if you promise to give him a good life.
The camera switched to the person the woman spoke to. It was Dad.
I promise.
The woman gave her baby one last kiss before she handed him over. Dad left the room and walked to another one.
Welcome to our newborn son.
Dad said to Mom.
He's beautiful.
Mom said through tears. I looked closely at the date of the video and I froze. It was the same day I was born. Was that me in the video? I'm adopted? Did Dad leave because of Mom? Or was it because he couldn't stand to live with his lie any longer? I went to Mom's room to question her about the video, but she wasn't there. I looked outside and her car wasn't in the driveway. Dad! I grabbed my phone and dialed Dad's number, but he didn't answer. I grabbed my wallet and ran to the bus stop. As I approached the bus stop, the bus was pulling off. I yelled until it stopped and thanked the driver once I hopped in. As I sat down, I just hoped I wasn't too late. 15 minutes later, I pressed the bell and hopped off the bus. I ran all the way to Dad's house, and as suspected, Mom was already there. She held a bat in her hand as she circled Dad's car. The windshield was smashed in.
So this whole time you knew and didn't even tell me.
Mom waved the bat frantically in Dad's direction.
I'm sorry. I didn't know how to tell you. I just wanted you to be happy.
You wanted me to be happy with a dead woman's baby.
Mom smashed Dad's back window. I was about to go over to Mom, but I noticed someone next to Dad. The person had on the same mask of the people who kidnapped Mom and I and held a hammer in his hand. Dad, what the hell is going on here? Why is he here? I stormed over to them. Dad pulled me back. The man laughed. Dad looked at me.
Look, when I heard what was happening, I knew your mother had a hand in it. I wanted her to get a taste of her own medicine. I wanted to come clean for years, but I just couldn't do it.
You couldn't do it until now, you mean? I stepped back and watched as Mom demolished Dad's car until the police arrived. As the officers carried Mom to the car, she yelled,
I never want to see you again.
Neither do I. Neither do I. I hope it was worth it. As soon as I got home, I called the family lawyer and told him where Mom was being held. A few hours later, Mom was released on bail. The next morning, when I woke up, I saw a note on the fridge saying, from Mom.
I'm sorry for what I did. I need to get a way to clear my head. The house is already paid off and is in your name. I'll deposit money into your account so you can take care of yourself. I instructed the lawyer that if you graduate from high school, that once you turn 18, you can receive your inheritance.
Isn't it funny how the person who created the chaos can just leave? yet others have no choice but to stay and suffer in the mayhem they caused. Over the next few months, I lied to my teachers, friends, and neighbors that Mom got a new job in which she had to travel a lot. I had a feeling that some neighbors knew about the scenario that happened at Dad's, and they pitied me. It was 6 months before my 18th birthday, and all I could think about was graduating, getting my inheritance, and leaving town forever. As soon as I got my inheritance, that's exactly what I did. I sold the house, moved away, and started a new life. I haven't seen my parents since, and quite frankly, I think I'm doing better without them.